Hello everyone, welcome to the winter edition of our video update. As per usual, we have all sorts of great information to share. One being, you may or may not know, there's some changes coming into effect with OHIP Plus as of April 1, 2019. So there's additional details embedded within the link. Secondly, we're going to be hosting a series of upcoming workshops right here at our Live Real factory. The details also can be found within the embedded link. If you are interested in attending, please let someone from our team know. Do not register on the site as we will be waiving your fee. It is complimentary to you as our client. And finally, you could find the most recent edition of our news article. This time we are featuring a strategy known as PPP. What the heck is that, you may be asking? That's exactly why I have these two gentlemen to my right to explain. My father, Mr. Harry James, and JP from CEO of Integris. So ultimately at a really high level, it could benefit professionals and business owners, but I'll let the two of you elaborate.
Well, thank you, but I am not an expert on PPPs, which is why I'm here. I just wanted to ask some questions on behalf of our fine organization. And one of the things that really intrigued me when I heard about PPPs was this notion that you can shelter up to 40% of your income and have as much as 60% more at retirement. Staggering numbers, very significant when you look at the span of time and compounding interest and rates of return. Is that accurate, JP? Is that what we're looking at?
Yes, in fact, because pension plans are governed by legislation that's more generous than RRSPs, you can shelter significant amounts of money above and beyond what you could do with an RRSP.
Wow. Now, last time you were here, one of the things that I noticed with the PPP was the fact that you can actually turn down your contribution if you're going through a tough cash flow season in your business. Small entrepreneurs, the income ebbs and flows, and of course, people don't like to commit themselves to something they feel they can lose out on if they can't keep that commitment on an ongoing basis. The feature of turning down the tap seems to be a very significant feature. Do I have that right in terms of that flexibility?
That is exactly how it works. So the personal pension plan is made up of three components, and one of them is what we call the defined contribution component, and it allows you to dial down the amount of contributions all the way to 1% of your salary. So if you're experiencing a cash flow crunch, the business does, you can switch into defined contribution mode, and all you have to do is put 1% of salary to keep it going.
You know, it's interesting. Self-employed people that run companies, they're often thinking of their employees, employee benefit plans, pension plans, wellness plans, and often they don't look at what might be available for the person in the mirror. That's the other thing that excited me about the PPP. Again, last time you were here, as a matter of fact, last time you were here, you were going to a competition in Europe with your daughter, and she won gold in a ballet competition. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that, and by the way, that is pretty impressive. I had to make sure I mentioned that. But I remember last time you were here and we talked about, we had an audience of small business owners, and sometimes things just seem too good to be true. You know, you hear about all the benefits and all the features. Well, why wouldn't everybody be doing that? JP, simple question. What is the downside of a PPP?
Well, the only real downside that I can think of is that because a PPP is a regulated pension plan, which means that the Canada Revenue Agency and the Financial Services Commission of Ontario are both regulating the plan, you have more paperwork than just opening up an RRSP online. So more paperwork for a small business owner.
Cumbersome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we already have enough to do, so that sometimes becomes, I guess, a bit of a turnoff for some business owners. But it seems to me the benefits you're picking up might be worth a little additional paperwork, especially when you think.
Well,
about
if I may jump in, you have to realize that a pension plan, because it generates new tax savings and tax refunds, it pays for itself.
Yeah.
So this thing finances itself from day one. It actually costs nothing.
So it seems to me that this PPP might be something a number of our clients may want to have a good look at.
Yeah, well, thank you, gentlemen. As I mentioned, there's all sorts of additional details embedded in the link. Just wanted to provide you education on what your options are. So thank you once again for your vote of confidence in our firm, and we will continue to work extremely hard to maintain your trust. Thank you.